In this demo of Loop Studio, I'm going to show a few of the top use cases that we have for law firms and how to build a first automation using Loop Studio. So here you can see different examples that we have already built. For example, an AI agent that can check pre-bills and make sure that they follow our guidelines. We also have other ones like conflict checks that they can extract party from different documents and run it against our systems. We see other examples as triaging emails and making sure they are filed to the right folders, and that we have created tasks for different clients. But in the experience today, we're going to go deeper into understanding how to use Loop Studio. So Loop Studio is where CATI Agent helps you build an automation from scratch by just explaining and showing how you want that process to work. So in this example today, we're going to build a small automation around time entries. First thing that I do is just I explain to the AI how my process works, right? Rough. So, hey, I want you to help capture my time entries better. For that, check my calendar events, my sent emails in Outlook, and I want you to add it to a spreadsheet that in this case is my timesheet in SharePoint, and try to add it with the right information. So the first thing CATI will do after it understood my process is ask me a few basic questions. For example, which SharePoint spreadsheet should time entries go to? So I can easily go into my SharePoint where that Excel file is, just copy the URL, and then go back to Studio and give it the URL. Then it says, how do you typically identify which client a calendar event or email belongs to? So what I'm going to do is just check the subject, the email address, and match it to the right client in this spreadsheet where there is a list of active clients. Great. So CATI has understood what the process is, has put a placeholder name for now, and it's telling me that I need to show it an example to understand better and make sure that it captures all the details. And it gives me a guide of the kind of things that it would be helpful to see. For example, check my events today and understand which ones are billable, but which ones aren't, right? The same with sent emails. And then also how to find the right client that matter that we need to set. And finally, how do we add that information in the spreadsheet? So let's start screen sharing and let's show CATI how that works. CATI will always leave here on the side all the actions that it's looking for just to understand the process better, and will update as you go. Great, CATI. So in this example, what I want you to understand is that I have daily meetings, and I need you to go through each of those meetings and understand who I'm meeting and for what kind of client this is. Or in some cases, it might also be internal meetings that don't require any billable time, right? So from all the meetings, it's important that you read the subject, that you read the notes, and also that you read who is joining that call, and therefore determine what kind of client it is. Apart from doing that, I also want you to go to email, go here to send email, and you're going to see different emails that I've sent to different clients. So you also need to read the subject, the body, and understand what client it is about, or if it's internal work. Finally, here in SharePoint, I have a Excel file called Time Entries Workbook. And there in the Matters tab, you're going to find my active clients with the information about their matter number and their email address. So I want you to use that information to compare. I also have here in rates, what is the billing partner rate that has been agreed with that client. And in the time entries page, this is where I want you to add the information. So as you can see, you add each row for each time entry, and you add the day, the timekeeper, the client, the matter, the number, the hours, the rate that you already saw, the amount, a narrative that you can write with AI around what were the actions done during that calendar event or that email, and then source type, whether it was a calendar or an email, and the source reference, a subject of the name to be able to identify. Great. So I see here, CATI, that you've added information to each of those matters, so I'll stop there. After a couple minutes, CATI will finish building this automation, and you can see the diagram here on the right of all the different steps that CATI is going to follow, like finding the right folder in SharePoint, reading the Excel sheet, and know what to update. Right now, it's just going to confirm a few final values like the timekeeper name. So I'll approve this. It has updated a new version. Perfect. So Kari has finished updating this. Great. So let's run a test. As Kari runs this process, I can go to that Excel file and see how Kari is updating this information. So you'll see that it's processing one entry at a time, adding all the information that I asked. After finishing doing this, I can always go back to Loop Studio and see this new automation that I've created. I'll be able to see the diagram, all the documentation, the recording that I showed it, and finally, all the run history, all the tests that I've done, and how it's working. And that's how you can automate a process with Kari in just a few minutes.